Something like this. Hit it.
The Roger Report live morning show, weekdays at 9 a.m.
Say y'all, I was on Roger's panel a few times and I couldn't take it. The heat. I got out the kitchen. It was hot. I was sweating. I had to get out.
He's Roger, and he's right.
Check this out.
We can live or die. You choose. I have spoken to you a lot of times in hatred and anger, and you have not heard me. Well, you had better hear me today. If you won't listen to me when I make an appeal for the Negroes because you have no concern for the Negroes, listen to me when I make an appeal for America. You claim you love America. Well, we love America. But you are driving us back and you are making a Samson out of us, and we are going to pull down the pillars. And then you think we have no right to ask for something? Is it too much to ask you to grant us human dignity? Should we be put down and shot to death for this request? If so, you can aim your guns. What the hell do you think we care about dying if you're going to deny us the right to live?
Good morning, folks, and welcome to another edition of the Roger Report Live, the best show on social media. If you are new to the channel, go ahead and take a moment out to hit that like button, because this is where you're going to find the best content on social media. And you don't have to worry about it, because you're going to have me right here to make sure that happens. And if you've already been coming to the channel for a while, then go ahead and hit that like button, because you already know what time it is. And you know that this is where you're going to get the best content on social media. It's not a mystery to you at this point. You've seen other people do it. You've even seen some people do it well. But what you have not seen is anyone do it quite the way I do it. So make sure you hit that like button. And everyone, yes, everyone, take a moment out to share the content, y'all. There are so many people who need to get great content like this, and it's just a small thing you can do to help the world be a better place. And isn't that what we want at the end of the day? Don't we want the world to be a better place? Of course we do. So share the content out. Share it through your social media. Share it through word of mouth, or even text someone's phone. But do what you got to do to help spread the word. All right, folks, we are back. We're about to have another interesting show, because those are the only type of shows that I do. It's that simple at the end of the day. The only type of shows that I do, the more interesting ones. And today we are going to be dealing with one heck of a subject matter. And we're going to be very serious about this subject matter, because something got said. You know, we've done some level of response, but we're going to deal with this, y'all. How straight black men became the cancer of the black community, y'all. We're going to deal with this today. How straight black men became the cancer of the black community. And we're going to dig into this, and we're going to dig in this real well. Okay, we're going to dig in this one real well, y'all. Now, before I get too far into this, let me say, first of all, say shout out to everyone who gives me views on a regular basis, because y'all do make up the fam, and I appreciate you very much. Shout out to all the people who leave comments after the stream. You guys definitely help with the algorithm and help grow the channel. So appreciate it. Plus, it gives me a place to address people's concerns or thoughts. So thank you very much. Shout out to all the people who hit that like button. Y'all know that's the main way to go around here. And shout out to people who hype me up every chance they get. I know hypes go fast. They only let you do so much. So if you save something for the Roger Report, it just makes sense. But thank you. Okay. It makes sense. But thank you. Okay. And that's real talk. Okay. And shout out to everyone who goes above and beyond the call of duty, okay? And actually become financial contributors to the Roger Report Live, because y'all allow me to make things happen in a way that I wouldn't make happen without you. So appreciate that big time. Appreciate that big time. And I'm going to say shout out to the sponsor of today's stream, my main man, 414 Money. You are the sponsor of today's stream. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And I'm putting something together. You know, we gonna get to your stream real soon. I got to make a decision. Am I gonna try to do that this week or do it next week to put it on the new channel? Because I am seriously consider doing a new channel, y'all. So prepare to move. We may be moving to a new channel next week. Okay, more than likely we are gonna move to a new channel next week because I'm considering some stuff, but we will end up going to a new channel. So be on the lookout for me announcing a link to the new channel, y'all. Be on the lookout for that in the next couple of days. All right. And let me say shout out to the people who check in, you know, because yes, always people joining the crew, and they, you know, we got some strong supporters that check in before the show starts, and I definitely appreciate y'all. When you start a show, it's great to see that you got people already with you, already rocking with you, already giving you support. But as y'all know, there can only be one. So shout out to the Highlander of today's stream. The brother has done it again. Bruce on Wayne is in the building, shutting it down. Glad to have you here, my brother. Glad to have you here. We also got Trail Billy coming in right behind him, the Highlander of yesterday. I mean, Trail, you be on it, brother. You be on it. Representing as he always does. Hashtag long live the habitual line steppers. Hashtag Negroes in the wilderness. Hashtag dignity over vagina. Hashtag Al Gore's babies. Hashtag Hail Hydra. Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you. We got Shark Sims coming right behind him. Glad to see you, brother. Brunk is in the building as well. Good to have you. Good to have you. We got Tunnel Runner in the house. What's going on, my brother? What's going on? Shout out to the pitmaster himself. Chef Mike is in the building representing for the pit crew. Shout out to the pit crew, which also includes Mr. Suge to you and my main man, J Dub. Glad to have you. Glad to have you. Shout out to listen, what's good, my brother? What's good? Shout out to Inspired Truth Broadcasters at the Cool Table. We know we're doing all right. We know we're doing all right. Somebody make sure y'all can hear him now. Y'all make sure y'all can hear him. Shout out to Afro Merchant. Glad to see you, brother. Glad to see you. Bucket is in the building. What's going on, Bucket? Great to see you, brother. Great to see you. We about to get into this, but I'm going to address a few super chats before we get started, y'all. Shout out to Bruce on Wayne, who comes to first super chat of the day. Thank you very much for the support, my brother. He says, blame it on Jermaine. Gloctavius is my baby. So I guess he's speaking from the sentiment of a lot of folks. Blame it on Jermaine, but Gloctavius is my baby. And you know what? A lot of women do look at Gloctavius like that. Let's keep that real. Let's keep that real. They gonna look at it that way, and that's for sure. All right. So appreciate the super chat. Appreciate the love, my brother. Real talk. Real talk. Also, shout out to Brent. Shout out to Brunk, who follows up with a super chat. He says, "I thought we didn't do false narratives here. Roger, enlighten us, please." Hey, brother, I'm about to get to it, but I can't say that's a false narrative now. I can't say that's a false. I'm gonna have to disagree. Okay, I'm gonna have to disagree because the way women work, they clearly blame it on Jermaine, but Gloctavius be their baby, so I can't say it's a false narrative now. Shout out to my main man Afro Merchant, who also chimed in. And I appreciate the 57-cent Trail Billy tax. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. He say, you're in the you're in the cancer, Roger. Hashtag demonetize the Roger Report. Hashtag long live the habitual line steps. Hey man, y'all. That's what's going on. That's what's going on. They done contacted me telling me, hey, we gonna demonetize your channel. And y'all know guess what they told me they're gonna demonetize it for? Okay. They say I'm using too much of other people's content. that's what they claim, y'all. That's what they claim. Okay. And I guess I'll just say the story, y'all. They told me I can, you know, inform them had they made a mistake. They even created a way for me to address the mistake. Okay. Told me just make a little video. Let us know what's going on with your channel. We can address that mistake. We can address it, y'all. Told me what to do, how to do it, what to send a link to so they can see the video. And guess what, y'all? I can't upload it. Okay. They won't let me upload it to the quote unquote appeal process. So it is what it is. Now, y'all keep it to yourselves. You ain't got to tell nobody. I'm going to just let y'all know sometimes people don't play fair. You got to deal with what you got to deal with. It's going to be all right. And remember, ain't no reason for you to get mad. They have the right to do whatever they want with their stuff. Okay? They got the right to do whatever they want with their stuff. So mature reactions only, meaning don't even react to it. Don't even spread the word. Keep it to yourselves. Even people even telling this story could harm me at the end of the day. So just keep it to yourself. It ain't hurting me none, y'all. They ain't hurting me. Okay, they ain't hurting me. So don't even worry about it. Okay, they not hurting me at the end of the day. Okay, it is what it is. All right. So we probably going to a new channel, but we gonna keep this channel open and alive so people can go back and get stuff from here. So don't even worry about it. It's cool. All right. If Roger ain't tripping, why are you? All right. Now, let's get into this, y'all. Let's get into this because it's a lot to get into. There's a lot to get into. Okay. Oh, and let me say shout out to Afro Merchant so I can probably say everything. He says, "You're the cancer, Roger." Hashtag demonetized Roger Report. And see, he was just making a joke, but I'm letting y'all know what's real. And he also said hashtag long live habitual line steppers. So shout out to Afro Merchant for that. Real talk. And and I know he didn't know. I know he didn't know. So he was just making a joke, but I'm letting y'all know what's going down. And it's okay. It's okay. You can't hurt me, man. You can't hurt me. Okay. It's all good. All right. It's all good. But love you, appreciate all y'all. Real talk, love you, appreciate all y'all. But yeah, we probably going to a new channel next week. It's gonna be all right. And remember, they can do whatever they want with their stuff, so ain't no point complaining. Okay, all right. Now let's get into this, y'all. Let's deal with how black men have become the cancer of the black community, y'all. Now, when you think about cancer, it's natural to think about a bad thing. Okay. There's a lot of people who are affected by cancer. And unfortunately, year in, year out, there are people dying of cancer. Different types of cancer that they may have, but people die of cancer. So we understand cancer is a serious thing. Okay. It's not something to play with. It ain't even the type of word you should really use loosely. And there have been a lot of people affected by cancer. And I'm going to say shout out to all the families who've lost someone due to cancer. And shout out to all the people who are dealing with it right now. And shout out to all the people who beat different forms of cancer. Okay? Let's, you know what I'm saying? I always have some love and respect for folks like that, y'all. But this was an accusation made. Now, I got to be realistic, y'all. It is a real accusation and it is a real thing, but you got to think about it in proper context. Can we really say black men are not a cancer to the overall black community? Now, look, if you really understand the black community, I'm going to tell y'all what it is again. Okay, I'm going to tell you there's two major subsections of the black community. There's the one I belong to, and there's the one I don't belong to. Which one is the one I belong to? The community of black men who are productive, functional, and respectable who believe in Black men's leadership. Okay? That's one major subsection of the Black community, and our wives and the children that live in our homes. That's one section. And then we have another section. We have a section of people who happen to be dysfunctional, anti-family, single mother community, y'all. An anti-family, dysfunctional single mother community. These people believe that structure is bad from an overall standpoint. These people believe that performing well is not a good thing. These people believe dysfunction is better than being functional. These people have embraced the white supremacy that is taught to Americans. You know? Now, they still Black. You know? we don't belong to the same community. So now you got to think about things in a proper context. There was a gay man who said that straight Black men, you know, they're cancer to the Black community. And if you think about it from his context, he happens to be right from his context. Now, I don't know exactly how everybody becomes gay. But what I have done is listen to some experts about people who have become gay. I've listened to people who do research. They say a lot of gay people have dealt with being touched as a child. They were molested as kids. Okay? Now, I'm not going to worry about the percentage of how true that is. I'm just going to accept it as true because experts started spreading that information. Okay? And being gay was looked at as a disorder, I believe, if my memory is correct, listening to the expert. And y'all believe it or not, it was Dr. Umar I was listening to at the time. I was actually at a seminar that he did. I told y'all I heard the man speak in person a couple times. I think he said it was like up to 1969 before they started changing it in books and things like that. Hey, it is what it is. Now, you know, I feel bad for anybody who got molested as a child. Okay? People react to different things in different ways. Now, the gay man who made the statement, I don't know if he was molested as a child. Probably was, you know. A lot of people claim they were molested as a kid. Let's keep that real. Okay, let's keep that real now. A lot of folks claim they was molested as a child. And, you know, if some gay man started touching on you when you was a little boy, or even when it comes to females, if some gay woman started touching on you when you was a little girl, you know, that can be rough. And people could react to it in different ways. So I get that. You know, now if I think about it from a gay man's perspective, does he make sense? Well, if I'm a gay man and I see straight men, you know, and they're encouraging other brothers to be masculine, that don't really serve my purpose. Because if I was a gay man, then what would I do with a straight man? Well, the answer is pretty much nothing. You ain't gonna get to do too much with a straight man if you happen to be a gay man. So from his perspective, I can totally see how Black men can be a cancer to the community. Now let's get real, y'all. Let's get overarching. Something that ain't got nothing to do with no gay man. If you happen to live in America, you can see how America pushes, and it's been doing it since the inception of the America that we have today. They've always pushed that black men are problematic, and it doesn't make a difference whether they're actually included in any situation or not. Remember, y'all, based on what America says, black men have been a problem when it was illegal to even teach black men how to read. We were problematic when we couldn't read at all. All right. Now, let's think about this. Black men start learning how to read. Has that been embraced? Absolutely not. America, as a country, does not like the fact that black men can read. Heck, America's so against the fact that black men can read. Obviously, we got institutional stuff going on where they try to make sure black men can't read and other folks can't even teach them. You know, we had a very interesting stream yesterday. You know, when you got to look at the institution of education itself as problematic at this point. We gonna make sure these niggas can't read. Heck, if we gotta stop teaching other people how to teach these niggas how to read, we gonna do that too. So America ain't never liked the black man that could read. And America has never liked the black man that couldn't read. I hope you heard both of those, because that was not a mistake. America has never liked black men that could read, and America has never liked black men who couldn't read. Now, when you think about it from that perspective, well, black men are a cancer to the black community. Because some of you niggas can read. And that's not appreciated. That's not appreciated. You know? Black Guru probably the worst one. You know, shout out to Black Guru. Much respect to him. But he probably the worst Negro out there. Why? Because Black Guru has made a point to be the most literate man walking the planet, it seems, okay? Now, I'm saying, you know, a person who reads one language, I don't know if he speaks other languages or anything like that. But as far as in America, that man doesn't set a goal to be the most literate man in the country, okay? Now, you can't stand niggas that can read. Black Uru sound like he read 80 books a day, okay? Now, I'm not saying he reads 80 books a day. I'm just saying he sound like a dude that read 80 books a day. Sound like he been reading 80 books a day for decades, okay? He got to be a hated Negro. He got to be. All right? Now, when you think about a man like him, that's a cancer, y'all. Black Uru inspires other people to educate themselves. That's a cancer to the black community. That's a cancer. You gonna get these niggas to start reading. Not because he's promoting y'all should read more, just the language the man use. Okay? And y'all, excuse me, but, you know, I paid attention that man ain't never not known any word anybody done threw out here. You know, now I done lost some channels, y'all. I done lost some channels. I know some of y'all saw something, some of y'all didn't see something. Somebody saw some of everything. A lot of y'all saw pieces here and there. This man ain't never not knew anything. That's cancerous when you think about it from an American perspective. Okay? That's cancerous. Let's think about it, y'all. America was doing such a great job rounding up niggas because black men we just niggas to them. So they go through a lot of trouble to round niggas up. They put a lot of niggas in prison. Then some technology came. You know what started happening? Brothers started getting out of prison. Folks started using DNA to get men out of prison who've been convicted for crimes that they did not commit. When you think about an American's perspective, and America has always built its wealth on the backs of black men, that's cancerous. Now I'm gonna talk from an American perspective for a moment. We got these niggas locked up, and you idiots out here using technologies to unlock them up. What is wrong with you? How do I keep legal slaves if y'all using advancements in technology to free niggas? That don't make sense. Now, if you think about it from the American perspective, that's cancerous. It's very cancerous. Now, I put 2 links in the description, just a couple links, so people can have an idea of what's going on around these parts, stuff that happens here or there. You got a brother who ain't supposed to be able to read. Remember, niggas ain't supposed to be able to read, not for real. Niggas ain't supposed to be able to read. Well, this nigga done became a great man. He's actually something that's extremely hard to achieve. He's actually a Roger Report Live living legend. That brother been having problems. Why he had a problem? Because he sported other niggas who could read. That's what y'all think about this now. Think about it. That man supported other brothers who could read. Let alone do this nigga got the nerve to read. Let alone does he hire other brothers that can read. That is nigga supporting brothers that can read, but not even necessarily for the purposes of him. Just brothers knowing how to read. Yes, when Robert Smith, a Roger Report Live living legend, decided to clear the college debt of the class, so I believe it was 2019. He said it in the video. I believe it was 2019. Yeah, some good that came from it. People like myself kind of found out who he was. Got a little more famous from it. Cool. But that wasn't the point of him doing it. The point for him doing it was to give black people a leg up. Why do you give black people a leg up? You help out black men. Because if you help black men out, you help out a multitude of people. That's just the way it works. He's smart enough to know that. And the government responded in kind. Next thing you know, the man getting audited. Okay? Who was you trying to help niggas? Look. You done made some money. But why you trying to help these niggas? All right? Why are you trying to help these niggas? That's problematic. And when you think about it, from an American perspective, that's cancerous. Let's think about that, y'all. That is cancerous. You got a brother like Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson unified the heavyweight championship, y'all. Mike Tyson left victims behind. They didn't even know they signed up for what they really signed up for. They knew it at a certain level, but they didn't really know what they was doing. But see, a lot of other brothers got beat up while Mike Tyson was making his rise. But Mike Tyson was taking on anybody who wanted to step in that ring. So a few other people caught it too. Wasn't just brothers. But the thing is, he showed so much greatness so young. And what did they do, man? Mike Tyson built up his career. He became the man. Next thing you know, they even got a black woman to speak against him. The man went to prison, y'all. Okay? They made up some cockamamie story, got the man convicted, For something we all know he ain't do nothing wrong. We all know that, but he got a conviction on his record. And they tried to put him in prison and hey, Mike Tyson, he crazy. We ain't got to worry about him no more. We ain't got to worry about him no more. What happened with Mike Tyson? The man still get love. Heck, I think more people love him now. They couldn't break him. And they did everything they could to break him. You know, made him go broke. And he's still rich. Quote unquote, cost him his family. He got another one. Tried to damage his reputation, getting more love for being one of the greatest of all time. Not quite Ali, but right behind him. Mike Tyson is still loved. Now that ain't supposed to happen, right? Because he's supposed to be a nigga we put away, and we quote unquote broke this nigga. He ain't the smartest guy. He ain't gotta be. Okay? Do y'all understand how frustrating this has to be for a lot of people in America? That somebody like Mike Tyson can literally go to prison, quote unquote, be put in a position where he's gonna go bankrupt, and now he come out of prison, he's still rich. And guess what he's not attached to? The system. He making money, and he ain't got to bow down to the system. That's problematic. He's supposed to be dumb. The people calling him dumb ain't even got his money. Ooh, how you do that? And you can't say, well, he made it from being a boxer. No. Y'all broke it down so y'all can get his money when he was fighting. He got new money. Okay? What y'all gonna do? He got new money. He ain't dependent on y'all for money. Mike Tyson living the way he want to live. And when they punished that man to send him in prison, what'd he say? Oh, that was the best time of my life. That's what he said. Man, I was able to go to prison. I was able to relax. I was able to get my thoughts together. I was able to deal in a situation where everybody ain't trying to get something out of me at all times. Because some of us, we forget how quick Mike Tyson became heavyweight champion of the world, set a record for being the youngest heavyweight champion of the world. Mike been caked up since his early 20s. Okay? He's had experience that a lot of white people are jealous of. Let's keep that real. And you did everything you could to break that man, and now he got new money. Okay? Money he didn't even get from y'all. Now how you gonna control him? Oh, you can't. Well, you know what? Think about it from an American context. That's a cancer, y'all. Mike Tyson gonna inspire people to get it who ain't even got it before. Now, ain't that about nothing? Yeah, I picked the clip. Mike told a story, found out, his lady was trying to kick it with Brad Pitt while they going through a divorce. They done did everything they could to try to embarrass Mike Tyson, yet we still love him. I don't know what you do with that. Okay? I just don't know what you do with that. But if you look at it from an American perspective, oh, that's cancerous. Okay? That's cancerous. Shout out to Afro Merchant. He say, and I appreciate the super chat, my brother. I appreciate the super chat. He said, you don't have to explain this thumbnail. What's to explain, brother? What's to explain? What's to explain? Y'all know the go-to was all you niggas in prison, right? Black men stay going to prison. That's y'all problem now. Y'all can't stay out of prison. Y'all know that stuff gets said on a regular basis, right? Y'all know it. Y'all heard it. Y'all got more men in prison than y'all got in college. Mm-mm-mm. And they made a whole lot of effort to put black men in prison, y'all. I mean, let's think about the efforts people have made for black men to go to prison. Because that's where black men are supposed to be, according to the country of America. Remember, these niggas were supposed to be slaves. Now, black men took it upon themselves to fight for their own freedom and got it because these shady white people couldn't agree to certain stuff. They couldn't make financial agreements. Black men saw their opportunity. They saw their opportunity, made moves, got free. But they say, hey, even though we gonna put in the Constitution where these folks just can't be slaves no more, we gonna put a clause in there. Unless you convicted of a crime. Now, what happens when you get convicted of a crime? For the most part, you end up going to prison. So the goal has always been, since 1865, is to make black men simply convicted felons. Or not even felons, because I don't even know if they had felons at the time. To be convicted so you can be a legal slave. We had to keep that slave thing going on the slide. That's what America said. We gotta keep that slave thing going. We might have to do it on the slide, but we gotta keep it going. Now, I looked it up today. Why? Because we want to know what happened today. Now, what is this? It's June 3rd of 2026. I look it up. There are approximately 375,000 to 400,000 black men incarcerated in the U.S. and federal prisons. Ooh. They used to love saying it was so many quote unquote niggas in prison. But the more the years go by, the more technology has happened, the less brothers in prison. See, people like to advance technology. They did not think technology is going to help free brothers. It's not only is it going to help free brothers that were already in prison, technology is used to keep black men out of prison. Okay. Shout out to Sirius Ra. He said it in the chat, a very real thing. But I'm going to say something that was to be expected. Black men are the most exonerated. Who else would be? See, Afro Merchant, what you got to understand, and I ain't saying you really don't, but since you was the guy who said, I got to explain that thumbnail, bro, we got to remember what a cancer is. A cancer is something that is destroying something that's supposed to be in place. A cancer is something that ruins what it's supposed to be. It damages what it's supposed to be. Where are black men supposed to be in America? You are supposed to be in prison. And see, you one of them no good reading niggas too. I know that because you did the super chat. Okay. Now shout out to Afro Merchant again. He say this super chat from prison. He said true story. Don't hit up at your line steppers. See. Dr. Brad. See, Afro Merchant, you one of these no good read niggas. You see what I'm saying? That's what you are. You one of these no good read niggas. That's your problem right there. You one of these no good read niggas. And you may try to inspire somebody to read. Now, the thing is, if we think about where people are coming, see, a lot of times we don't think about context in a proper form. A dude said, black men are the cancer to the black community. Okay, interesting. Interesting. But my thing is, what made him say it? See, with all you niggas that's not going to prison, y'all are a problem. That makes you a cancer. Because you are destroying what is supposed to be. Okay? You are destroying what's supposed to be. So you a cancer. You know, a lot of you niggas, okay? And I don't really mean you niggas. I'm just saying the expression of what really supposed to be. And I know some people don't like that word, but I'm telling y'all, I only say it because I think it's important to context. You niggas, you get up in your mornings, you get yourself together, you happen to graduate high school and your 18th birthday have both passed, and you niggas are a problem because it's too many of you niggas getting up going to college. Y'all ain't even supposed to be able to read. But y'all got the nerve to get up and go to college. And if it ain't college, it's some form of trade school. You niggas are a problem. Because you don't let America tell the narrative that it wants to say about you. You are problematic. Now, when you think about what America wants to say about you, and America wants to be right, and then you think about what you actually do, when you think of it from that perspective, you are an actual cancer to the Black community. If you think about what America wants the Black community to be, and you got the nerve to get up and go to a college or some trade school, you are literally a cancer to Black America. Because a lot of us, we forget. And I'm saying a lot of brothers here who come to this channel on a regular basis, y'all forget what you're supposed to be. And you look at what you are. You a cancer as far as how America wants to be able to see you. You are a cancer because you're doing well. You're making something of yourself. You're not a stereotype. You're an actual cancer. Because there's nothing you can show that would, give any great evidence that that America wants Black men to do well. You don't have the evidence to support that America wants Black men to do well. It has not existed. And the fact that you are doing what you do and you niggas slither your way into the middle class way too much. Some of you niggas even become rich. Okay? You are problematic to what the Black community is supposed to be in an American context. So you literally are a cancer. See, sometimes you just got to look at what's being said. You got to look at who's saying it and what context they saying it in. Yeah, you a cancer. Now I'm gonna go ahead and turn the mic over because I got a guest up. So I'm gonna go ahead and let him do what he do here. We have Glocktavius Strikes. Heck of a name, Glocktavius Strikes. I'm gonna go ahead and let you speak your piece, my brother. Go right ahead.
All right. Happy Wednesday, Roger. Happy Wednesday to everybody.
Happy Wednesday, Glocktavius.
First of all, I'd like to say they should have never give y'all niggas a voice. They should have never gave y'all niggas social media, and they should have never gave y'all YouTube. You ashy Negroes. Secondly, they should have never gave y'all Negroes books. And certainly, number three, they should have never gave y'all Negroes money because y'all don't know what to do with it. But on a more serious note, the true cancers of the Black community should be the Ku Klux Keishas. I had a guy who told me that he lost $700,000 in money and assets doing a divorce procedure. This money could be the beginning of generational wealth. And now he got squandered and plundered because this bish was not happy. That's a real cancer right here. Black boys cannot read at grade level. They should be ashamed of themselves. They'd rather buy Jordans and braid their hairs instead of reading books to them. They are molesting them kids. And when I say kids, I mean boys and girls at an alarming rate. That's the real cancer that they don't want to talk about. They don't want to acknowledge. And also, they are calling the police over for their sons over petty things, arguments that they could just let slips. They're calling the police on them to get them either arrested and killed. That's also a problem. They're setting up their sons for failure. How many of those teachers have funds set up to send their sons to a trade school or college? I'd say most of them doesn't have any. How many men they put on child support stole money from them, and at 18 years old, they have $0 saved up for that child or those children? How many of them have never even bought a bike for their sons to go to school? But they call themselves mothers, huh? Well, thank you.
And you see, this the problem. You niggas don't know what a cancer is. This the problem. You know, y'all see what he just said? Do y'all see what he just said? He don't understand what cancer is. A cancer is a thing that destroys what's supposed to be. And look at what you just said. Black men getting molested? Well, black children getting molested. Them nigga kids. From an American context, that's supposed to be. Black men not doing well in any manner, that's something that's supposed to be. And look what you talked about. You know, some man lost $700,000 because he was going through a divorce proceeding. The nigga was never supposed to have $700,000 to lose. See, you gotta see, the thing is, and I appreciate you trying to be supportive of black men, but we got to deal with the subject of the show. A nigga ain't supposed to have $700,000 to lose. That ain't supposed to have. This America, him even having $700,000 to lose automatically puts him as a cancer. See, I think a lot of us, we just don't pay attention to the context. Now, I'm not saying you saying anything that's really wrong, but when you think about the context, and we got to think about, you know, where this context came from. This context came from a gay man who does not like straight men, as far as we can tell. So at the end of the day, why would a gay man see a straight, productive black man as a good thing? That don't help him. You know? Now, y'all can say a lot of stuff, but he's just some random gay man who been saying black men, straight black men are cancer to the black community for years now. Okay? Now, does this mean, quote unquote, gay people are bad? Now, I'm not saying something about gay people. I'm talking about the man who said what he said. But what gay man wants a productive straight man? How does that help him? Let's be realistic, y'all. You got to look where stuff is coming from. All right? Now, shout out to Bronx. Appreciate the super chat, my brother. He said, all of my children were born in wedlock, and they've never had to ask where their fathers is. Am I a real cancer, Roger? Yeah, from an American context, absolutely. Your children knowing who you are is problematic. Again, unless you can show me in America that has supported black men doing well, then why would they want you to even know your children? Okay, you show me the evidence that America wants black men to do well. You show it to me. Because when I see black men doing well, I see a lot of stuff that goes with it. I saw black men fighting against stuff and doing well in spite of the things going on around them. All right. America is not supposed to war against his own people, but America done dropped bombs because black men did well. America done blew people up because black men did well. Now, who y'all think the people was? It was black men. Now, some other people kind of got knocked out here or there. You know, you was just in the wrong place. You know, just coincidental that you happened to be there. You were collateral damage at the end of the day. America has attacked black men. When did America not attack black men? Let's just get this out the way, okay? Because at first you're supposed to be a slave. We finally broke through the slavery thing. When did America stop attacking black men? Because when we was quote unquote separate but equal, we was still getting bombs dropped on us. We was getting lynchings. You know, bunch of guys come in, lynch somebody. Okay. Schools got attacked. We don't want you niggas to grow up and be something. Anything that was attached to a black man has been under attack throughout this country's history. So a lot of y'all ain't figured out what the game is. You are a cancer. Now, what does America have in place? When you're 18 years old and you've graduated high school, what are you supposed to do to be productive? You're supposed to either go to college or some form of trade school, which America has not supported when it comes to you being a black man. You're supposed to go to the military, which America has not supported if you're a black man. You're supposed to get a job, which America has not supported if you're a black man. Or you're supposed to start a business, which America has not supported if you're a black man. Now, do black men do this in spite of America? Absolutely. But America ain't never supported any of it. So when somebody says straight black men are a cancer to the black community, remember, the black community is not supposed to do well. It's supposed to be a bunch of destroyed men that can't make nothing happen for black people. Well, if that's what your goal is, then the fact that black men are doing great things in spite of America's position, then you're a cancer. You are destroying what is supposed to be. That's what cancers do. You can look at all actual cancers that exist. Okay, there's different types of cancers. What do all of them have in company? Or in common, I should say? They destroy what is supposed to be. See, we got to be real about where we at. We got to be real about what we know. I understand I'm a cancer. You know? Heck, you listen to my content, you might wonder, how can this man say all this stuff and still have a platform? How many channels have I made? Y'all didn't stop keeping count. See, you can't produce this type of content and be left alone. So I get it, y'all. That's why I don't like it. That's why I don't even want y'all tripping about what happens to me. Okay? I understand what the game is. All right? I didn't say it boldly. I belong to a community of black men who are respectable, productive, and functional and believe in black men's leadership. Am I supposed to be real about that and not think I'm a cancer to America? No, I get it. I get it. I might inspire somebody to do something. I get that. So you want people with my type of message quiet. So will I have channels that'll stop being attacked? I don't know what to tell you on that one, y'all. I don't know where the attack is supposed to stop, because that ain't the America I know. Now, I love America. I live in America. But America try to help a brother do something that's going to help a mass of black men. Yeah, that ain't, I don't know an America that's supposed to embrace that. That ain't the America I know. All right. I know some people have embraced some good things, but America from a collective standpoint, nah, that's not the America I know. The one that embraces black men doing well, nah, that's not the America I know.
But let's say when Ku Klux Keishas practice parental alienation and they keep you away from your children, when they steal your children, that's not them being cancerous?
No. From an American perspective, they're doing exactly what they should be doing. A cancerous thing destroys what it's supposed to be. So if you think about it from an American context, why wouldn't she do that? If she don't do that, she's a failure. Now, what you're saying is right, because I understand the sentiment you're speaking it from. But somebody said straight black men are a cancer to the black community. But what were they talking about? They were talking about black American people. Yeah, we're a cancer to the black community. Because from a collective standpoint, we make efforts to be good fathers, great fathers. Truth be told, we the best fathers America has to offer. Now, how can you have the America we have and we the best fathers America has to offer and we not be cancerous? That doesn't make sense when you truly understand what America is. You're not supposed to be a good father. So any black woman that wouldn't actually do a lot to get you out the way ain't doing her job. Okay. Now, shout out to Trail Bentley. Appreciate you, my brother. And appreciate the 57-cent Trail Bentley tax, of course. He said, read my definition of cancer, Roger. Hey, I got you. Let's read his definition of cancer. All right. Let's see what he got to say down here. All right. Appreciate you, brother. He says cancer is an overgrowth of deviant and divergent cells within an organism that through their growth disrupt the normal activity of the adjacent cells with the organism. So see, he just explained what cancer actually is. Okay? We know it destroys. Okay? There's things that are supposed to be, but the cancer is there to destroy what's supposed to be, to make that deviant or divergent cell, that cell perform something that it ain't supposed to perform like. It's not designed to be a cancerous cell. So how can you be a black man in America and you mess around and get a job and don't know you're cancerous? How you be a black man in America, you mess around and start a business and you don't know you're cancerous? You ain't even got to make money. The fact that you're a black man literally making an effort to do business, that's cancerous enough, let alone if you actually succeed in the business. Because you might tell one of these other little niggas indirectly he can do it too. Because to America, that black boy growing up is just another little nigga. You might inspire him to try. And then what if he tries to become greater than you? Now you're spreading the cancer. See, sometimes we got to think about the context, y'all. I keep trying to stress that context is important. Hopefully I stress it enough. A gay black man says straight black men are a cancer to the black community. But he said it in the context of the American black community. Now, truth be told, he's correct. And he tries to make you think about a bunch of nonsense so you won't see what you're supposed to see. I know why he calling me a Cancer. I'm a straight black man. I'm productive. I'm respectable. I'm functional. And I believe in black men's leadership. That's not his world. What is he supposed to do with a quote unquote nigga like me? See, I get it. Of course, I'm a Cancer from his viewpoint. It makes all the sense in the world to me. But I'm going to slow down right here because we got Creator joining us. So I'm going to give him the mic. Creator, you got it, my brother. You got it.
Brothers, what kind of knowledge is that? Yeah, man, we're a little radioactive now, man. You know, for the black man to try to teach his boys how to understand financial literacy and setting them up to have real estate, how dare me? Setting them up to reject this system of working for another man and try to work for themselves. How dare my cancerous self spreading such knowledge throughout our black community? How dare me teach my kids before they leave out of our schools or before they go to these schools? You know, how dare me teach them at home and then send them out to tell them that these schools is, hey, just you do what you got to do to get through that so that your daddy don't get locked up. But you're going to learn what you're going to learn at home. That's the cancer that they talking about. This white patriarchal, or this patriarchal, I won't even say white, this patriarchal society that our community has been indulging in and surrendered to for hundreds of years has now turned on itself. You know, we done made us turn on ourselves to say that the men in our community, and we only got one type of gender in our community, that's a man, and that would be us, to tell us that we are not a benefit to our community. And not only are we not a benefit, we are a hazard to the community. And I would say you are absolutely freaking right, Roger. We are, because what I'm on ain't on nothing that y'all gonna be on. Anything that y'all say is right, I'm gonna oppose it every time. Because it ain't nothing that a Fruit Loop gonna be able to tell me, my boys, or even my daughters. You understand? Confusion don't run around here. We pretty concise and know exactly who we are and what we are. So if that's what they want to call black patriarchy in our community, you want to call that a cancer, well, volunteer me up.
Well, see, this is the thing that a lot of us, we lose track of. You live in America. As a country, there's always a goal. You may not agree with America's goal, but you're part of this country. So when you look at America you look at black men from an American perspective, you are a cancer because you're productive. Mm-hmm. And you're respectable, and you're functional. But the problem is you believe in black men's leadership. See, you can be a respectable, functional black man, okay, in this country. And as long as you don't believe in black men's leadership, you good. But the day you believe in black men's leadership, you become a cancer. Because you start doing things on your own. You start making decisions on what your concept of what right and wrong is, and you don't look for white permission first. That's being cancerous, because you will be around other people. You may inspire somebody else to do the same thing. See, a lot of us, we don't think about stuff from the context of how it affects other people. A kid that sees you get up and go to work every day might think he can make it. But see, now you a black man, you get a job, and you maybe you work somewhere for 60 years and you retire. The little kid that know your story, which you're not even paying attention to, some little kid who might live 5-6 houses down that you ain't paying no attention to, He paying attention to you. You living pretty nice. He looking at what his situation is. He saw you go to work. He found out your reputation. Oh, Mr. Johnson go to work 5 days a week. You've been doing that for years. Yeah, he love his job. Well, Mr. Johnson done put a nice little home together. Mr. Johnson had a nice little family. Mr. Johnson may have put some kids through college. You know, Mr. Johnson may have retired okay. Mr. Johnson might have owned his own business. Okay. Did well for himself. See, these little kids see you and they start thinking they can make it. Now, from an American context, that's not supposed to happen. So you literally are cancerous. You are literally inspiring people to be something that America does not want them to be. But we don't think about it from that perspective. When did America ever approve a straight black man who is productive, functional, and respectable, that believes in black men's leadership? When did America ever get behind that idea? And of course, the answer is never. Which means every single one of you that don't let America decide what you have to be, you become cancerous. You may not even try to spread it to other people. You might be a guy who, you know, we got this phrase that black men say, man, I'm just trying to be out the way. But see, if your way to quote unquote be out the way or get out the way, if your way of doing that is being productive, functional, respectable, why you believe in black men's leadership, guess what? You're not out the way. You're getting in the way. Because that ain't what America wants. You're in the way. You think you out the way, but you literally getting in the way. Now, if you was gay, so they can guarantee you don't even have a will to spread your seed around. You don't even have a will to have children. Okay, good for America. Because they want niggas gone. They love niggas, but they want them gone at the same time. America's a very double-minded country in that aspect. They don't want you niggas here, but they sure want to make money off you niggas. So they don't truly want you gone. So you call yourself trying to get out the way, and you literally getting in the way. Because you going to work, you're being productive, you're being respectable, and you still believe in black men's leadership. So you might actually try to lead a household. Now, when did America say they want black men as the head of the house? When did America say that? Now, I'm not saying y'all can't love your country. I love this country too. I just accept my country got problems. You know, I got family members who got problems. Ain't y'all ever had a family member that's sick? Ain't you had a family member that caught a disease? Ain't you had a family member that lost something like a finger, a leg, or something? I still love them. They got a problem. Okay. Still love them though. I don't stop loving them just because they had a problem. Well, that's what America is. It's my country. I was born here. I'm definitely American. But that doesn't mean America don't have problems. It just is what it is. So how can you look at yourself as a man who goes to work, or definitely a man who owns a business, or even a guy still in college right now? If you're a young black man in college right now, how can you look at this country and not see yourself as a cancer when you're trying to improve yourself? When America ain't never asked black men to do that. Y'all think about that real good. When has America asked black men to improve themselves? I'm not asking you when black men asked you to improve yourself. When did America ask black men to improve themselves? It ain't never happened. They say citizens of this country should vote, right? You should be part of the process. But if you're a black man, they don't really want you. They've done stuff to stop a black man from voting. And women got caught up in that too, because if you vote, she might vote. Now, granted, they're not seeing women as a threat. So they'll a lot more quickly let a woman vote without a problem. But think about all that voter suppression people talk about. Who are you talking about? You talking about black men. But they tell you you're supposed to vote. You're supposed to participate. And then they do stuff to stop you from participating. They say you should have a job and be a productive member of society. Then they discriminate you from getting a job. So you can't be a productive member of society. They say you should have a business so you can control more parts of your life. They'll tell you that, but let you go try to get a loan so you can start a business. What they gonna say? No, that ain't for you. That's for somebody else. Everything black men have done to improve themselves, America created a literal system to make sure you don't do it well. So when has black men ever been supported by America? Never. That day ain't never came. And I know it may be some younger people say, well, I can do this and I can do that. No. That wasn't supported. That was tolerated. Just is what it is. You got to know the difference between support and tolerated. Someone can tolerate you at a location, but that don't mean they want you at the location. They may want your money because you came to the location, but that don't really mean they want you. It's plenty of businesses that if they could get other customers, they rather not see you for the rest of their life. The person who owned that business, he would love some more white folks to come in so he ain't got to deal with them niggas. He loved for some Indians to come in so he ain't got to deal with them niggas. He loved for some Hispanics to come in so he ain't got to deal with them niggas. Whatever it is, he ain't found a way to get by without your money. But if a white person can figure out how to get by without some niggas' money, they ain't worried about niggas no more. Let's keep that real. And a lot of other people who come to this country, they pick up on white supremacy, they do the same stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We'll sell to these niggas, but we don't want these niggas around us. We don't want to truly be involved with these niggas. Yeah, I get Amir will come from behind that gas station counter, have sex with multiple black women, but he ain't trying to take no woman home to his people.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, you good for sex, but that's it.
Oh, you good for selling things too? You good for everything but the right thing. And what really tripped me out is how we talk white supremacy, right? And it's been so embedded into our culture right now that they necessarily don't have to activate, right? They'll let the moles, if you will, or the ones that's been that are truly cancerous, infect the community in a serious way. Meaning, I don't have to push our racism on you or push the downgrade of our community, right? Y'all do a good job of that already. So the black men that fight, right, that have a different narrative than what's modern, and there's always a modern day narrative. It doesn't matter if it's in the 20s, the 40s, and 2020, whenever. There's going to always be a narrative against what it is that we doing, because for whether it may be in your face or not, they know that once we do unite, once black men of substance, right, of knowledge and resources unite, then that means the immediate downfall of your narrative. So, and it wouldn't matter what narrative you bring. So women have to mess with us in silence. They men have to deal with us, or the men that choose to be some type of ally or some type of sympathizer, right? Want to deal with us in silence. But it's us degrading us. It ain't so much of them. It's like we don't even really talk about the white person and how they talk about our community or how they do our community no more. It's our community now. And I can't even say that these people are really our community because it's almost like you infiltrating. So for any man, whether he Fruit Loop or not, to come out talking about what you a Fruit Loop, but you still have what we had. You still got your parts, bruh. So to like, I don't know, unless you sitting down every day to piss, you still have your parts. So to open your mouth to say anything degrading about black men to get about 2 or 3 views is crazy to me. You put your whole life at
What?
stake for momentary success, if you will.
What? Now, hold on now, because I gotta speak against that. Now, first of all, y'all, the fact that he gay ain't the issue. The issue is that you not gay. So let's get that straight now.
Yeah, that's you're right.
This
It's
this
American
is
culture.
this is not about gay people. This is about American society, y'all. It just happened to be a gay man that said it. But let's keep it real. From an American context, you're not supposed to be a straight black man.
That's true.
Because straight black men are going to have more children than gay black men. And black men ain't even supposed to be born. So from an American context, who's doing the right thing? The guy who's being gay or the guy who's being straight? Now, you be whatever you want to be. But in the reality is the gay black man is in a higher position than you because he's not looking to have children. You as a straight man are looking to have children. You might birth some nigga babies versus the guy who probably won't birth any. No, he right. When you think about it from the American context, he's correct. You're wrong because you're straight in the first place. So the thing is, we got to always recognize, they say it's a lot easier to win the game when you understand the rules. And if you look at the quote unquote rules of America, you ain't even supposed to be doing what you're doing. Number one, brother, you're a business owner and you got children. You didn't say that openly on air in public. Nigga, who is you to talk? This is America. Okay? You ain't supposed to be saying nothing. But let me give it to Brock real quick. But I just want to remind people where we are
You
and who
say,
we
how
talking
dare
about.
you open your mouth on American soil against. Go ahead, Bron.
What up, Roger? What up, chat? What up,
What's
panel?
happening? Another
Well,
cancerous nigga has joined the
yeah,
panel.
yep. Bringing the cancer, man. Bringing the cancer. But I'm gonna disagree with you on this, Roger. I'm gonna disagree with you on this one.
You a cancerous nigga. Of course you're gonna disagree.
Absolutely. I'm going to use one of the U.S. agencies to disagree with you. So the CDC actually looked into this. They actually did a study that looked at households, fathers particularly, from 2006 to 2010. Okay. Here's what they found. All right. They looked at several categories. And here are some of the numbers from this study that they did to determine father involvement. All right. Um, Number of men aged 15 through 44, number and percentage who have children aged 18 years and under living with and living apart from them. Okay. We know these numbers are going to be a bit lower for us because, well, the fact that we're living apart from our children oftentimes because the mother's keeping us from the children. So, Hispanic men or Latinos, 43.5% lives with one or more children. White men, 36.7%. Black men, 33.4%. And then we score higher on living apart in that category. Now we know why those numbers are. Now, how often they fed or ate meals with their children in the last 4 weeks. Hispanic or Latino men, 58% of them said not at all. 35% of white men said not at all. 31% of black men said not at all. once a week or less, 14.6% of Hispanic, Latino, non-Hispanic, or Latino, 14.6%, white, 40.9%, black, 26.5%. Now, here's the interesting, several times a week, black men scored higher than any other race surveyed, 29.8%. The second highest was white men, 20%. How often they bathe, pamper, or diapered, or dressed the children, or helped the children bathe, dress, or use the toilet in the past 4 weeks. Well, here we are again. Black men several times a week at 28.7%, which is the highest percentage of all men surveyed. By how often they played with their children in the last 4 weeks, according to their living arrangement. Several times a week, black men come in second, slightly a second, 35%, 35.8% for white men, 32.7% for black men. How often they read to their children in the last 4 weeks. Now we know we scored low on this one, and we know why, because we can't read. We know why we can't read, right? So black men actually about 13.5% several times a week. Once a week or less, 31.2%, which is slightly behind white men at 34.5%. And then the last statistic here, how often they ate meals with their children in the last 4 weeks. Black men are higher on that for once a week or less at 40.7%. Second highest was white men at 38%. So according to the CDC, man, we ain't too bad, man. We ain't too cancerous. We involved even in the situations that America is throwing at us. We're fighting through it, and we still being there for our children as best as we can. So,
nigga, that's what make you a cancer. See, you don't get it. You don't get it. You sitting here talking about what black men are doing as if it's a good thing. That's a good thing, maybe somewhere else in the world. But when has that been a good thing in America?
Man, they
when did America tell you?
It looks like there are more efforts.
What let you know in America that a nigga's supposed to be able to read, and you go over here talking about how black men reading the children? When was you supposed to be able to read? And you think it's a good thing that some nigga who found out how to read is actually reading to a kid? You think that's a good thing in an American context? You see, you don't know the assignment. You ain't got it yet. I appreciate you, brother, but you obviously ain't figured out what's going on yet.
No, I'm just playing the adversary here, man. I'm trying to make a case for these men. You trying to shoot them down,
brother? You ain't supposed to be able to read. Now, shout out to Elder Blood. He said, "I'm so proud of you, Roger. You absolutely get it." Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. I mean, hey, I love my country. That's why I know how my country messed up, because I pay attention to some of the things that my country does. I ain't gonna say I know everything, but I pay attention. And I've been here long enough to know ain't no nigga supposed to be able to read. And this dude get up here talking about how black men reading the children, and you think it's because of this, and you think, nigga, you ain't supposed to be able to read in the first place. And you think some black man reading to his kid is a good thing from an American standpoint. Yeah, that's not understanding what we dealing with, brother. That's why a lot of people said some of the stuff that they said when they responded to a gay man saying how straight black men are the cancer of the black community. He wasn't just saying it for effect. The man been pushing that message for years. Been pushing it for years. I did a show on it. I showed y'all the link from, 5 years ago or something like that? This ain't a new thing for him. And America agrees with him. This ain't no, don't be small enough or slow enough to think this is like a gay man trying to create a problem. No, America agrees with him. That's gay people. That's straight people. That's almost every non-black American. And truth be told, because black Americans have mainly grown up with American education, that's a lot of us too. It's almost every woman. And it's a large percentage of men. And the only reason we really turn from away what America thinks for the most part is because we end up suffering. We wanted people that ended up dead, so we don't have to think that way no more because we dealing with the afterlife at that point. Or we actually got put into the prison system, so now we starting to look at stuff from a different perspective. Or, a lot of us been divorced and lost money. One example used today is about a brother who lost $700,000 over the war. It take a lot of that type of stuff for people to even really figure out what's going on. And y'all think going to work makes you a good black man? How can you be good from an American context while being productive at the same time? And you think black male leadership is a thing that's supposed to happen? Now, I'm not telling you if you get a job and you go to work or you start a business and you work hard and you generate some money and you believe black men ain't supposed to have it and you keep giving it away to other people. No, you being a good little nigga like you supposed to be. But how can you be productive and not praise white folks and think you're a good man in America? Now, I'm not saying you're not really a good man, but from an American context, you are not.
We need to be locked up, man. That's the only solution. And lock us up, man.
Well, ain't that been the solution they've been working on for a long time?
We must be stopped. We must be stopped.
Well, see, that's problematic too, because like I said, I just looked up something today. And you got under 500,000 black men in prison. That's problematic.
Yeah, need more.
From an American context, they do. The whole thing was it was over 1 million you niggas in prison. See, million a good number because it mean a lot to anybody. You don't have 1 million of anything and think it's a small amount. So they need millions in prison because it helps them push their narrative. At this point, when you start checking, you under 500,000 black men in prison. With all the efforts they make to put black men in prison, and it's less than 500,000 in prison. Do y'all understand how problematic that is? Think about that. How do I push that these niggas are so violent, but it's less than 500,000 of them in prison? How do I push these niggas keep killing everybody, but it's less than 500,000 of them in prison? How do I push them niggas are lazy thieves, but it's less than 500,000 of them in prison?
And also, if you were to really convict the other races of people for the crime that they're committing, they would be on par with the 500 or 600,000 Negroes that are in prison. The only reason why they are not more of them in prison is because they don't really convict them like that. Especially when you got that Asian cat who shot the kid, the 14-year-old kid, over a quote unquote bottle of water. That guy should be in prison, but it's not going to be. So that stats is not going to count.
Well, now think about it. The estimate that I saw is 400,000 or less. So not 500 to 600,000. You got 400,000 or less black men that are actually involved in the prison system. So at the end of the day, it's hard to push a narrative that these niggas ain't no good and you don't have a significant amount of them in prison.
Yeah. Especially when you got Negroes who can read, who can do research, who can come up with the truth and propagating it over social media. Now it becomes a real problem. You got Rogers over here putting the truth out there. I blame you, Roger.
Well, I mean, I understand my show is not an American sanctioned show. It's not what America wants. I mean, that's just the way the game goes. This is not the type of show America designed to exist. That's a real thing.
America dealing with you right now, Roger.
Well, it ain't the first time, and I don't want to say it, but we gotta be real about stuff. It may not be the last time. Now, I ain't gonna speak bad on myself, but it is what it is. Okay, that's why I don't want nobody over here even mentioning or talking about it. It is what it is, y'all.
No good deed goes unpunished.
All right. So don't make it worse for me by running your mouth too much, okay? I wouldn't appreciate that. I don't need you to tell my story. I'm good, okay? But my thing is, you got to really think about stuff being said and the context is being said in. And this is why a lot of folks who tried to deal with it being said could not deal with it in a proper way because they don't understand, they don't get it, or they just not looking at the real picture. You ain't supposed to do well. You a black man. You run around driving a Mercedes or a BMW. That ain't supposed to happen. Nigga, you ain't supposed to have a Chevy.
Roger. Can you hear me?
Go ahead.
Who is that nigga on that net?
That's exactly what it's about, brother. That's exactly what it's about. When you get out of a car, that is the sentiment. Who is that nigga on that nag? Nigga, you supposed to be on public transportation, barely making it. And you got the nerve to own a car. And see, we as black men, we'll look at ourselves and say, this is a good thing. I got my own apartment. I got my own house. I got my own car. Now, we don't go around like publicly bragging about this stuff, but when we get these things, we understand and we have some sense of accomplishment, as you should. But you need to understand from an American context, you breaking the rules. You're not supposed to have anything.
Yeah, and also you got them Keisha as well hating on you. I saw one of them posting something on Facebook said, "Oh, Negroes needs to stop posting apartment keys as if it's some sort of accomplishment."
Because you ain't supposed to have nothing. And they want you to think that no matter what you do, you have nothing. See, self-esteem is a huge problem when you think about black men who haven't subscribed to what the country wants them to subscribe to. And every one of you niggas who can read has betrayed America. And see, we don't think about it in those terms, but that's what the reality is. How can you be a black man and learn to read and you haven't betrayed America? What good is a nigga that can read? No. Shout out to Detroit 313. Appreciate the super chat, my brother. Appreciate you. He said, salute, Roger. Like I said before, Raccoon City. that agreed to this are the biggest ops. Why would I get on code with these ops? I don't know why anyone would get on code with the ops. Because to get on code with the ops, you become the ops. And that's just real talk. So I'm with you 100% on that. I'm with you 100%. But I'm putting this message out because I understand a lot of people don't get what the message really is. You know, straight black men are truly a cancer because you do too much stuff that America doesn't want you to do. First of all, a lot of y'all ain't even killed nobody. So you failed from an American standpoint. Now think about this. You supposed to kill another nigga. So let me just clear that up right now. You supposed to kill a nigga. They should be black and they should be male. And you supposed to kill them. Now, why are you supposed to kill them? So they got a dead nigga and a new slave. That's why you supposed to kill them. Now, if you kill somebody in self-defense, we're not talking about you. You ain't killed nobody yet. Because you killed somebody in self-defense. That don't count. No, you're supposed to murder somebody so you can go to prison for life and they can deal with their aging prison population. Because that's their problem right now. I don't know if y'all know it, and I may deal with it later. But
yeah,
America admitted it has an issue with an aging prison population. So they need some young niggas to come in and do life.
They called it
they
sweat
don't
equity.
even want you to mess around and get on death row. They need you for life.
Yeah, remember when I told y'all this, y'all were mad at me. I told y'all that they needed y'all to come back and push them powders because them Negroes who should be the corner boys, now they are all over social media shaking their behinds for likes. Y'all not supposed to be influencers. Go push that product.
Well, I mean, nobody was mad. We know you be joking when you say stuff. So yeah, nobody truly gonna get mad. But I'm saying there's a real thing going on in America where they're looking for ways to get young black men to do life. Not we gonna put you on death row. We want you to do life because we need more slaves for our aging prison population. That is a real thing going on right now. You know, and y'all heard a gay man say straight black men out of cancer. Not, I mean, I get it. He was trying to draw attention to himself, but the man been giving the same message for years now. He ain't just saying it to say it. He actually mean it. Straight black men out of cancer to the black community. No, he means that. And he's a true American. He is a gay black man. Can you get more American than that? He's exactly where black men are supposed to be. It may sound funny, but you laugh because when you think about it, you understand how true that is.
Mm-hmm. Man, Little Richard. Little Richard actually. He would the whole flamboyant style and persona that he took on was literally so that he could play in white communities back in the day, so he could play in the white towns, because he figured if he acted gay, they would allow him to play in their towns.
Now I am aware that
he didn't want to scare them away from him. Essentially, he wanted to be non-threatening and make them know that he's not going after their women.
You say that big old black man ain't no threat? He doesn't like women.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, Richard did make it clear that you was not finna catch him with your white girl. You're not finna catch him with your white daughter. You don't got to worry about that. I'm not gonna be with your white daughter. I'm not even interested in your white daughter. You know, he knew exactly what he was doing. I have no interest in your white daughter. You do not have to save her from me. Okay? Heck, she go missing, I'll help you look for her. Because I ain't got no interest in her like that. Okay? Shout out to Stefan. He says 13th Amendment didn't abolish slavery, it nationalized it. Well, yeah, and the thing is, the people who run the prison system, they know all this. So they need, y'all hear what I'm saying? I just looked it up today. You got less than 500,000 black men in prison. Is that not problematic for the America that you know? When you think about the America you know, shouldn't there be more black male prisoners? How they gonna keep pushing their products that they make? How they gonna get slave labor from people who not slaves? Now, they don't mind white folks who get caught up in the system too. They don't care about that. Hey, it's almost like a God perspective. God didn't make hell for people. He made it for the fallen angels. Their whole view is, we ain't make prison for you. You white. But we need prison to exist because we got these niggas. So you may end up in prison with them niggas, but prison for them niggas. That's what it really is. You shouldn't have been acting like a nigga. That's all they're going to tell you if you white. You was acting like a nigga. That's your fault. Now I got to lock you up with them niggas. But at the end of the day, we got to have these niggas. So if you are looking at the system, you got less than 500,000 black men in prison, you now have a population problem. See, y'all think that's a good thing. And for us as black men, sure, it is a good thing. I'm not saying it's not. But if you think about it from an American context, that is an actual problem that needs to be solved. That's a problem that literally needs to be solved. So sentences are going to go up. I'm going to tell you that right now, y'all. I don't care what you did as a black man, sentences are going to be going up because they don't have enough niggas in prison. And they may not be able to get a bunch of niggas on something where they can put them on, where they can truly get them convicted for life. So guess what? We going to start maximizing on the niggas we can get. So instead of you getting 3 years, nigga, you're getting 10. And you, instead of getting 10 years, you're getting 20. Because they not finna sit here and have no slaves, y'all. They not finna do that. They need some niggas. Y'all really think America finna get to the point where it's finna go, it's just gonna cool, it's gonna be cool with going down to 0 black men being enslaved? Y'all really think that? That ain't gonna happen. So I'm telling you right now. Now, I'm not saying you got to be nervous because they got less than 500,000 black men in prison. I'm just saying you need to be aware. I ain't saying nervous, but you definitely should be aware. Yeah. And shout out to Elder Blood. He said, Roger, will you read my last comment for the audience? I got you, my brother. I got you. Let's see what Elder Blood talking about.
Hey, while you look for that, Roger, I'm going to say this. The fact that we're not doing the things, the majority of us are not doing the things that are cancerous to society, and they're still looking for ways to essentially incarcerate us. We have to really be paying attention in the political environment about what bills are hitting Congress, because that's how they're going to get us. They're going to subtly change laws, particularly probably in the family courts. That's going to act as entrapment for us. All right, so we got to be very aware of what they're doing legislatively to increase the number of black men that are being locked up, so that we can show up to the voting polls and shoot it down as soon as they get on the ballot.
I do agree with your sentiment, but you still ain't accepted the American perspective of what being cancerous is.
No, I
agree with your sentiment, though.
I accept it. No, I get what you said. I totally get what you said. I'm just throwing that out there for the brothers.
You want to make sure, man. You make sure you keep your radioactive jacket off.
There you go. Now, shout out to Elder Blood. He said, last night I was watching a white woman ride hard on a black man's penis, screaming, oh my God. The black woman having a white man's baby showed up and told the black man they need to stick together against the white woman who is racist and crazy. Now, this so crazy. I don't even know if you're joking. Real talk. I don't even know if this is a joke. You know? Now, he say the white woman she taking ride from the black man, but the black woman who's taking ride from the white man is telling the black man that we need to be against this white woman. Now, that sounds crazy, but it also sounds true. I'm going to keep it real. It sounds true. You know? For whatever reason, black women sure want some white dick, but they definitely don't want you to get no white pussy.
Hey, she saw that man having the time of his life and said, this must stop. This must stop. We cannot allow this to happen.
Well, and I'm going to say she's just doing a proper response to the America that we live in. Because the America that we live in, that's what she's supposed to do. When you think about it, that's what she's supposed to do. And that black man having sex with a white woman is cancerous. So my thing is, y'all, we got to be realistic about what is cancer and what is not. And at the end of the day, what is cancer going to do? Cancer is supposed to make something happen that ain't supposed to happen. That's literally what cancer does. You know, shout out to Trail Bentley. It makes something happen that ain't supposed to happen. You owning a home ain't supposed to happen. You having your own apartment ain't supposed to happen. Heck, you sharing an apartment with a man ain't supposed to happen.
You counting to 100 and multiplying that ain't supposed to happen.
Exactly. You know, I know a guy I know, man, I found the man downtown. He was living good. I said, what you doing here? He's like, man, I live right there. Dang, bro, how you afford all that? Me and three of the homies, we got together, got a place. We split $500 each. We paying $2,000 a month for where we rent. They living in a good high-rise building downtown. Niggas ain't supposed to do that.
That's crazy talk. Stop. Shut your mouth.
Y'all know white people had to see them when they getting up going to work and they see these niggas. And they did all this stuff to get in position to afford units that are somewhere near $2,000 a month, and they see some niggas in there, some young niggas too. And these
God
niggas
forbid
ain't even
they say
rappers.
they built them. God forbid they say they built them.
Yeah, that ain't supposed to go down.
That's extremely cancerous.
Mhm.
You might influence. There might be a thought virus going on, and it, or my bad, a thought cancer that will go on, and yeah, that will spread like a wildfire.
And them niggas saving money at the same time because they only paying $500 a month.
Oh wow!
These niggas done found a way to live better than most white people and save money at the same time.
Can't let you think like that. How dare you?
You know? Now, did they inspire somebody with it? Yeah, they did, because I caught the idea and I showed and spread it to some people. Hey, look what you do, man. You go get you a place for about $2,000. I saw myself telling people that, look, man, this is what you do. You go get about 3 of your buddies. You move into downtown. You know what I'm saying? You get you a spot that costs no more than $2,000 a month. But, you know, you downtown. A lot of good places you can get. You get you a place that costs no more than $2,000 a month. Y'all save money and you build up whatever it is that you're trying to work on. That's what you do.
The best way to spread information ever. The absolute best way. You can pay for that type of marketing. You trying multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar companies are trying to figure out how can I just get Roger to go tell these 2, 3, 4, 5 people, and his words will influence them without us having to spend multi-million-dollars to do the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm. And folks done when it done it, and they don't even know the nigga, because he just a nigga at the end of the day. They don't even know the nigga I got the idea from. You know? That's good value right there. That's real good value. You know? People feeling pretty good. I got to believe that people feel pretty good when you're young and you living in downtown Chicago, which is pretty expensive if you don't happen to know it. So you might get inspired by the things you see, the way some folks live. You know, they always talk about people who live on the other side. Well, now you get to see it up close.
With the parking pass, Roger.
Hey, you know, hey, Roger, when I moved out with the nice white folks, man, the first week that I was in my house, literally got a letter in my mailbox. First week. Don't know when the trash service comes by, nothing. First week living here. Get a letter in my mailbox essentially telling me trash buckets go behind the house on Thursday nights. Welcome to the neighborhood. So apparently the kind white folks out here saw me move this big black family, big beautiful black family out here. And that was the welcome that I received when I first moved out.
Hey, not a hello, not no flyer, not a new table,
Bro,
none of that.
What was trash cans go behind the house on Thursday nights. Welcome to the neighborhood. Welcome to the neighborhood.
I don't know nothing about you niggas, but I know you niggas is familiar with trash. So let me tell you what to do.
Wow.
I don't know how you got here. I just know you niggas know trash.
Hey, that's funny, but that's real. Because you just
HOA,
told that's
man.
exactly what it sounded like they was all thinking.
Hey, and the white folks in they homeowners association, oh my goodness, man.
So you do have the HOA? You live in an HOA?
Yep, I live in an HOA.
Welcome to America.
They made it known. They made it known.
Welcome to America.
How y'all let these niggas move in? I know that was the topic, especially with the pre-meeting they had before you got there. Who let these niggas move in? Who's in charge?
I'm telling you, boy.
Who's in charge? Okay.
Well, get ready for the where do you live? You jogging down the road. Who are you? Where do you
Yeah.
live? Show me
Man.
your papers.
Mm-hmm.
Show me
Freedom
proof.
papers.
Well, you know we got a new realtor named Kathy. Well, who was supposed to tell Kathy to play? Okay, who was supposed to talk to Kathy and didn't do it?
Oh, this one of them cancerous niggers.
Yeah.
Ha ha ha.
Now this nigga gonna inspire some other niggas to think they can live what we can live.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
And keep their trash cans out front.
And
So
all of a sudden, you're gonna have white flight.
what the niggas done found?
Well,
that's gonna happen every time a black person move in some neighborhood. Them niggas found us. I gotta go.
It's making it real hard. America's making it really challenging for that flight system to go. So what happens is they move all us out. This is what's happening here, right? And that cancerous idea that you're talking about, that's true. Because they know exactly what's getting ready to happen. If you out here, well, you know how we do. We got to outdo everybody. Well, if you out here, I can be out here too. And then what they do is get you, when I say out here, they get you all the way out there. They get you set up in debt. And then what they do, move back downtown.
Yep, they move. Mm-hmm. And then the property values go down with it. So they strip all the equity out of the community because they sell at the same time.
Come on.
And they probably be having HOA meetings. They probably be having HOA meetings to talk about how they're going to do it systematically.
Oh, that don't happen at no HOA meeting. That happened at the pre-meet. You know, they used to have HOA meetings and that's it. But now they got HOA pre-meetings because you around.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? It's funny what Trell just said, man. Like, so I just actually had a new neighbor move in.
Well, let me read it first. Shout out to Trell Bentley. He said, Bronx, no barbecue in the front yard.
Nope. Not for us.
Barbecue.
Like, we just
well, I think that's implied in the trash message. I think that's already implied.
You know?
When they tell you what they trash go out and where to put your trash, because nigga, we don't want to see nothing from you. I'm pretty sure that's implied that ain't no barbecue, brother.
Smoke at a 1 foot diameter, maximum, sir. No large grills. We like to keep your decibels at about 8.
I'm gonna invite everybody over for Juneteenth.
How dare you?
Well, they already had that meeting say that's exactly what you're not gonna do.
I'm gonna invite everybody over for Juneteenth.
But that's why they have HOAs. I mean, for real. This is exactly why that HOA is there. It is there to protect. Now, we not out there in mass unless we establish the cul-de-sac area. Unless we establish this area, we not out there in mass. Like now, some areas is some cities, and Illinois is one of those cities where it's a lot of black towns. It is. It's a whole lot of, blackity black going on in Illinois, all throughout Illinois. But that's why it's getting really challenging for white folk to move. And so now we got, why would they have to move when we got people in our own community pushing certain narratives, right, that look like us, but don't have our best interest. When I say our, I'm talking about black men and real black men that don't have our best interest at hand on how to raise our kids, on how to educate our kids, how to put jobs and resources in the community. They're not thinking about that. This man chose to come on and for everybody, and I'm saying this to anybody that got anything bad to say, show me the positivity that you got to say about these negative, that because there's only, again, one gender, and that's black men. It's only us in the universe, as far as we can tell right now. And to choose to beat that down is crazy, and you one of those. That's what's really crazy.
He's not a black man, fam. He's a gay man.
But that man is in there regardless. You know what I'm saying? He ain't cut him off yet. I don't know.
No. You don't get it. He's a gay man, not a black man. He has nothing to do with you Negroes.
Now, I understand some people think that's just harsh talk, but that's how a lot of them think of us. So they like, nah, that's not who I represent. I represent these people over here. And I'm not saying they wrong for doing it, because technically you in America, you can represent whoever you want to represent at the end of the day. Now, shout out to Elder Blood. He said the black woman never wanted civil rights away from the white man. She only wanted civil rights and fights to keep the black man at the bottom and separated from the white woman. Well, these are actions that we can see happening to this day. So I'm not gonna say you're wrong, Elder Blood. I ain't gonna say you're wrong at all, because what we see today, it clearly shows exactly what you're saying. So I think people really need to, take heart to that. And I'm gonna say shout out to Mr. Me Too. I see he asking a question. He said, "How do we reconcile yesterday's convo with the popular opinion being our issue about kids literacy is mainly black men lacking / fault with today's convo on the ways white supremacy messing with us?" I don't think there's anything to reconcile once you figure out stop listening to women in the first place.
Boy.
To me, that's how I reconcile. It came from a woman. I've told y'all openly, I don't really listen to women. Okay. And I understand there'll be some women who would be like, that's wrong. Now, I listen to women that hear what they talking about. I don't listen to women to look for direction. Okay. Very few women can influence me to go in any direction because I look at what people do on a regular basis. The average woman I've come across, they show me enough information that I should not be listening to them. How y'all think I know that the one thing I can guarantee you about black women, or you could take it as two things. I can guarantee they're going to lie on you and they're going to lie to you. Now, when you think about that, since I already know that to be true, why would I be listening to them? So for me, there's nothing to reconcile. I know who they are. I know what they do. I understand what their goals are. And at the end of the day, they not my people. For the most part, black women ain't my people. The average black woman is not married to a black man that is respectable, productive, functional, and believes in black men's leadership. The average black woman is not married to him, which means you're not my people. It is what it is. It's not being harsh. It's just accepting reality for what it is. If she was on my side, she'd have a black man who is respectable, productive, and functional, who believes in black men's leadership. If she don't have one, it is what it is.
Hey, Roger.
You got it, Tunnel Runner. Go ahead. I was finna get you for your opening statement anyway.
Okay, yeah. I was going to say 15 years ago, I went to Colombia with an old Public Enemy T-shirt. And the Latin girl said, "What? Public Enemy #1? What are you talking about?" I told her, in America, a black educated man that got an independent mind is Public Enemy #1. That's not what they're looking for. That's not what they have trying to produce. They're not trying to produce you to be an independent thinking man and and having some money, have some freedom. No, you are Public Enemy #1. They've set traps for you to fall into, and you have to avoid all these traps to be able to be successful in America.
And we got a stream coming up shortly about brothers being successful in America. Shout out to 414 Money again for that one. That's coming soon, sir. Coming soon. See, the thing is, we as black men, we got to look at the context of what we are dealing with. I'm not saying any of this stuff is right. I'm just saying it because it's true. Nobody can actually prove anything I'm saying is wrong from an American context. America has never looked to support black men. Period.
That's a
Just
bold
has.
statement, Roger. That's a bold statement.
A bold statement that people cannot prove is wrong.
Ain't that crazy?
So, I'm cool with it. I understand. See, I'm gonna tell you what I didn't say this before, y'all. I don't worry about what I can't change. I just worry about what I can change.
Right.
Yeah.
Now collectively, we might be able to change that in the future. I just know we ain't gonna change it today. So I ain't worried about it. I'm doing my part to help that change in the future, but I ain't gonna let it stress me out.
Not at all. You just do
You
what I
know?
do today. We do
Yeah.
what we do today. We have a plan,
Yeah.
A to Z plan. We don't stop at N. We don't stop at O, because it's gonna get tough when it gets to N and O. It always does in anything that you do. But we're gonna keep pushing until we get to Z, and that's it. I don't worry about what's going on the outside and what everybody else does. I keep focusing. So far, the Lord has directed, and I'm saying that just as a way of speaking, has directed our paths. This is for naught. We've made some challenging decisions in our lives, and at this point, we still here. So that tells me that the magic works,
Yeah.
and it's gonna work from here on
Yeah.
out. So I don't have to doubt it no more. Now we move forward with others who feel the same way, know their power, right? Can't worry about what the popular opinions are. It's the unpopular opinion. Because I don't care about your opinion. It don't mean nothing no way. But what we know is not what we believe. This is what we know. So I'm moving off of what we know. Others are moving off of fear because they don't know. It's a whole lot of believing going on out here and not a lot of knowing. So those that know move on what they know. And so it looks unfamiliar to what the masses are doing and how the masses are moving, how the masses are fed. It's easy to pick fruit up off the ground. It's a lot more challenging to go up to the top of that tree and get fruit and squirrels and bird eggs and all kind of other goodies that might be up there. So I'll leave it with that.
Hey, I appreciate you saying that, brother. I appreciate you saying that. And see, my thing is, y'all, I do got my own moral code, just like a lot of y'all have accepted some moral code. That it's your own moral code. I understand I'm in the right from a moral position, but I also understand I'm in the wrong from an American position.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that it's much easier to prove that the narrative about black men is absolutely false. All right. The common narrative about us is absolutely false. We have all the data out there to tell people objectively that they're wrong about us. What they portray about us in the media is just wrong. But it's much harder to prove that we aren't actually a cancer to Americans or to America itself, right? Because when you think about just how cancer acts, you try to do what you can to cut it out, but if it's aggressive, it just keeps coming back and it keeps spreading. All right.
That's the problem with you niggas. You too aggressive.
Hey, nothing
We
wants
too
to
aggressive,
die.
man.
Nothing,
We too
nothing
aggressive,
that's
man.
alive ever wants to die.
Man.
Not even a roach. A roach runs. You understand? They don't just stay there. Oh, just go ahead, step. No, everything runs for as much as it can. It's going to protect this life
Yeah.
that it has.
Yeah. So no matter how much the surgeons try to cut us out of the body, we just keep coming back and we keep spreading.
Well, I'm saying, y'all, I'm a black man that believes America belongs to me. Y'all think that's cool with America? Ain't nobody more American than me.
America belongs to me.
Man.
This belongs.
Yeah, this whole thing is me. Yeah, y'all know how many people that hate that the people that hate that thought.
Mm-hmm.
People who they've been telling us you need to go back to this place and go back to that place. I'm from here. When you ask me to go back, I'm already here. I go back to Chicago. That's where I was born. That's where I go back to, Chicago. I love my city. I just know my city got problems. I love my country. I know my country got problems.
Come on. But I ain't trying to run.
Do y'all understand how much a nigga gonna get hated for knowing that what he loves has problems, but want to be there anyway? That ain't how I'm supposed to think. That's not quote unquote American. I ain't supposed to think like that. Y'all know how many white people would be mad at me if they just could, through osmosis figure out that I think that way. Y'all know how mad they would be at me. This nigga don't want to leave.
Pissed. Be pissed.
We want to scare this nigga and make him leave. He think he belongs in Chicago. That's got to be scary to folks, y'all. Anybody who tell me I need to go back to where I come from, my answer is I come from Chicago. I know they
change the
damn so
way
they
you
won't,
dress,
but it's real.
change the way you look, alter how you feel and act around them, and just make everybody so comfortable in their space. You like, bro, hold on, what you scared of? We grown. You ain't nobody bullying you now. You don't have to do all that. It's just crazy to me how people act, man. And, and even don't let your smarts. You so smart, you dumb. I say that a lot of times. You just be so smart. You just it's right here in your face and you cannot see it.
Mm-hmm.
So now the government was protecting. We had certain protections that were issued when those biases and bigotries were going on, and they still going on systematically. Now that's something that is going to always be. It's going to be systematic. Now again, if we smart, then would you say earlier? The best way to play the game is if you know the rules. Once you know the rules, things won't affect you as much, and even the things that you do will be enhanced because now you know the rules. It's like emotions and feelings out the window, bro. Ignorance of the law, what they tell you, no excuse. But once you know the law, right? Freaking play by the rules. They said you can do this, do it. I don't care what nobody says. It's legal. I won't go to jail for it. And then we'll multiply that behavior. And like I said, these thought viruses. It's not the popular. It never is in my world. What I say is never popular, but it's like a rock. It's gonna last the test of time. After you get done doing what you're doing, I'm gonna still be here on the same principles that I've been on for day one, right? They've been working for me and those around me. And then you come too. It don't matter how smart you are. Strategy will never fail. That's why we read books, and so we can gain more strategy. Just because a person sounds smart, maybe even write the words that make you feel good when they talk them to you, don't mean nothing. Actual results is what means something, and whatever you're doing is producing results for you on any level. On any level, that's a win because you didn't have to go to nobody else. You didn't have to depend on nobody else to give you that strategy. You did it yourself, and it worked. Multiply that, whatever you're doing, black man, and don't stop.
And you know what, y'all? When you know the rules, you can get away with stuff you would never thought you'd got away with.
Get away. It ain't getting away. It is the rules.
No. But we niggas, so we getting away with it. We niggas.
Man.
Because we not even
Rules for
supposed to
thee, but
know
not for me.
these rules exist. Because remember, nigga, you ain't supposed to know how to read, so you ain't even supposed to know about these rules. Okay.
Right.
Now, I remember a white cop came to a place I was renting from. Right. Landlord was on some BS. But, they was trying to be an a-hole. But sometimes when you want to be an a-hole toward me, I'm just going to simply decide to be a bigger a-hole than you. Because I can deal with what come with me. A lot of folks are not prepared to deal with trying to be an a-hole. You know what I'm saying? And they definitely not prepared with trying to be an a-hole towards me. So I decided, because it was friends involved in things. So, I'm looking at what people think and who I care about, what I want done. So I got into it with a person, but they related to my friend. So they do my friend wrong. So I don't like it. Okay. And I'm the type of person I don't need to keep my peace because I can move around and get away with stuff other people can't get away with. I know I can. All right. So I decided, look, I ain't finna rent from here no more. This stuff's too problematic. Now the person get upset. They say, well, we want to throw you out today. Now I know too many rules. This is gonna be a problem for you. So, and I said some of this before, but I decided I'm gonna make them pay me to leave. Now understand, even to this day, I can leave any place at any time without a moment's notice. I got multiple places I can just show up at and I'm good. Okay. So I use this to my advantage. And I just, hey, since you getting on my friend's nerves and I ain't finna pay you no more, I'm done. I'm out. Well, you need to get out today then if you're gonna be like that. No. I said you can pay me to leave. Okay. They got upset about it. Even called the police. Because what I was doing, now I didn't get the price I wanted because I was literally gonna make them pay me like 3 times the rent for me to leave that day. Because that's the kind of a-hole I can be sometimes. Because you harming my friend, and I don't like that. So I'm being an a-hole all the way. My friend told me to bring the money down. So I brought it down, but my friend asked me to bring the money down. So I hit him with the, hey, I can leave today, come up with this amount of money, and I'll go. Now, they called their mama. And y'all know how it is. Folks call their mama. They call their mama. Their mama came over there trying to check me. And I started checking their mama in front of them. I was like, look, you ain't nothing but an old lady to me. I ain't got no deal with you. I ain't got no contract with you. You mean literally nothing to me. Now, she appalled because I guess she don't get talked to like that on a regular basis. She didn't know who she was dealing with. And that's okay. You know what I'm saying? She really did know who she was dealing with. Because again, y'all, sometimes I just simply make a decision to be a bigger a-hole than you. So you called your mama. That's what you think you're going to do. You called your mama. Okay, cool. That just let me know where you at. Now, mama got the good sense to call the police. So the police come over. When the police get there, I start checking the police. Now people really getting upset. And you know what I did with the police, y'all? Just to really upset them, I start yelling at the police. The police say, look, you got to calm down. You being disorderly. I said, no, I ain't, because I'm at home. I can be as loud as I want at home. I'm not affecting the community at home. I can yell at you as loud as I want to. At home, you are nothing to me. Long as I'm at home, ain't really nothing you can do here right now, because I'm at home. So now I done check them. Then I checked their mama. Now I done checked the police. And it's on their property. You ain't supposed to be able to know this stuff. You a nigga. You are not supposed to know you can conduct yourself like this. I'm not saying y'all should go out and start conducting yourselves like, again, y'all, I was able to handle any consequences that come up. So I make my decisions. I can deal with what I got to deal with. But I knew I wasn't going to really deal with nothing. And I didn't. The only thing I did was get a bunch of money to leave. Now, keep in mind, I already made a decision. I don't want to be there. I've already decided to leave. Now I literally made them pay me to leave. I was leaving anyway. But when you know the rules, you get away with stuff. Okay? That's cancerous, y'all. And y'all know it was a black woman involved, right? The landlord was a black
woman. Why wouldn't it be? Why wouldn't it be?
But they were related to one of my friends. And I told my friend, look, they doing you bogus. I'm finna get up out of here. I only went there to help in the first place. My friend called me, said, man, we need you to kind of be out here. We renting. Can you rent one of these spots with us? Because it'll be a good help. I'm like, cool. I wasn't tripping. You know what I'm saying? Nice neighborhood. It is what it is. Wasn't no big deal to me. Y'all remember, I'm a single man with no kids. Stuff don't be a big deal to me. Cool. I'll, quote unquote, help. But now you starting to be a problem because you don't know what your responsibility is and what your rights is. So now you've been a problem because you kind of trying to tell me what to do. Now that's when you done went too far. You trying to tell me what to do and you don't pay me. I do not mind people telling me what to do as long as they paying me. Okay, y'all, that's a general principle. Okay? If what you paying me to do don't go against my moral code, I ain't got no issue with it. But if you're not my friend, we ain't cool, you got to pay me. I'll do it, but you just got to pay. That's all. My family done put too many years of free labor in. You got to pay me. I'm trying to, I'm trying to get back money for what they did to the coal crush out here, okay? That's what I'm trying to do. So sometimes you got to embarrass folks. But see, when you can read, you start learning rules about stuff. And you start knowing what you can do and can't do. Now, to them, it's just what I can get away with. And I literally made somebody who was being an a-hole pay me to leave a place that I no longer wanted to be. I felt good about that. The only thing I didn't feel good about was my friend getting me to lower the number. I should have kept the number. I should have kept the number high. So Instead of making them pay me 3 months rent, I made them. I think I made them pay me like 2 months rent or something like that. You know what I'm saying? What I was supposed to pay them, I made them pay me. You know, but it is what it is. You know, I'm trying to allow people to have their relationships. You know what I'm saying? If you're my friend, I'm gonna give you some kind of leeway. So since my friend asked me to bring it down, I brought it down. But I was like, we should ask for more. Truth be told, why you trying to get me to bring it up down? We should make a pay more. But that's just me. That's just me, y'all. That's just me. But that's cancerous, y'all. Because now I'm out here throwing my weight around. They looking at these little niggas and find out little niggas got a little weight on. And I'm throwing weight around. And they called their mama. And mama couldn't do nothing. Mama came over to get embarrassed. Now they think mama all powerful, and I embarrassed their mama. Okay? And so since they couldn't come up with the number I wanted, I made them ask their mama for money to pay me to leave. Mama had to go to the bank. You know?
Roger, you say you had a Uno reverse card ready for him, huh?
You got to think about a person who's in a situation where they need me to come move in so they can pay their bills, so they don't lose their property. That's what I was there for on the real. I didn't need to be there. And I didn't know the person, so they wasn't my friend. I did something my friend asked me to do. Can you move over there so you can help? Cool. Now you acting a fool with me. That ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work out. And remember, I don't care about your situation. You can lose your property as far as I'm concerned. Don't bother me none. Okay? Don't bother me none. Now you trying to act like you supposed to tell me what to do. You are nothing to me. You just somebody related to my friend. We not friends. So you got to treat me. You should have checked with your people and found out who I was before you start making decisions. That's just really what it is. Because they know how I get down. You know what I'm saying? They know how I get down so much, they didn't even ask me to stop what I was doing. They just asked me to lower the price on it. That tell you how cool we is. Look, I ain't gonna stop you from doing this. Can you just bring the number down?
Go easy on them, man. Go easy.
They've already accepted I am who I am.
Don't do them too bad. Don't do them too bad, man.
It wasn't no, please don't do it. It was just bring the number down.
Just take your shot, man. But goodness.
Yeah.
Hit a layup, man.
Yeah. Y'all know what a person had to hear while their mama had to run to the bank? You got your mama running to the bank to get me to leave today. You can't put me out. Ain't nothing you can do. I already embarrassed the police. Who you gonna call? Okay? And shout out to Serious Ra. He said Roger just being Ra. And that's exactly what it was. I was just being me. That's what it was. Now, I didn't came out here to help, and you want to act a fool with me? And I came out here to help you? I didn't need to do this. Okay? I didn't need to do this at all. Okay? Don't be wasting my time. You don't play with me. Okay? You play with somebody else. Don't play with me, though. Shout out to Bucky. He say, next time I buy a car, I'm bringing you with me, Roger. Hey, man, it's all good. We gonna get you a fair price, brother.
Roger gonna have the dealership paying for the car.
We gonna get you a fair price, you know. Yeah. I know how to work a dealer now. I know how to work a dealer. Okay.
Actually, you gonna buy this car for me.
Y'all know how the dealers will have you trying to wait around all day. I went to go buy a car one time. They really didn't have what I want available to me because they wasn't smart enough to sell me the car because I could have bought what I actually wanted. They was just too dumb to give me the right parameters about how to get the car that I wanted to buy from. They tried to sell me something else. I ain't even all that excited about this other thing. You know what I'm saying? And it was a decent car, but it ain't what I wanted though. It ain't what I wanted. You know what I'm saying? They say, okay, well, we gonna check this and check that to make sure we can do this and do this. Y'all know what I did? I just left. I say, look, I'm about to go get something to eat. Y'all got my phone number already. So if something happened before I get back, y'all can call. Y'all know I ain't go back up there for hours. Why? Because dealerships just try to get you to sit there and to get you overly excited about stuff and try to get you to make bad decisions by having you just kind of quote unquote sit there. Now I'm playing with them. What's the worst thing that can happen to the car salesman? The person you're potentially selling the car to leaves the location. That is the worst thing that can happen. So of course that's what I need to make happen. You want me to sit down? Cool, I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna go outside, sit in this other car and drive somewhere. That's what I'm about to do. Okay? I ain't got time to play with y'all like that. Okay, I'm the one spending money. I'm in charge. It is what it is, y'all. When I'm spending money, I'm in charge. Now, if you spending money, I ain't got too much nothing to say. You know what I'm saying? But when I'm spending money, I'm definitely in charge. It is what it is. You know, so I know I'm cancerous. All right? I'm a nigga who think he's supposed to spend his money on what he wants to. That's cancerous when you think about it, y'all.
Cancerous, man.
You're supposed to spend your money on what they tell you to, not what you want to. Okay? The reason I got a 55-inch TV in my bedroom, because I wanted a 55-inch TV. I just wanted a big TV, that's all. I don't think about stuff the way other people, and I'm not saying this to brag or nothing like that. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying I don't have to consider stuff in ways that other people may have to consider, because, you know, folks got wives, folks got children, you got things that got to be done. I totally understand all that. Okay? Roger been trained to do what he want with his money, which is probably why I don't get along with a lot of black women, because I like to do what I want with my money. So like when all these quote unquote suggestions they make about what some nigga should do with his money, that just ain't my belief system. You know, if I'm paying, I kind of think you should be shedding up a little bit more. You know, and I'm respectful because I do the same thing to you. When you spend, trust me, if you kick it with me and you paying, you is not finna hear me complain about squat. I'm gonna say thank you. Okay? But I treat America that way. So when I'm paying, I'm making the rules. That's what everybody else do, right? They pay me, they say, do this, stay within these parameters, and we're gonna give you X amount of dollars. And I do that. So when I'm paying, I do the same thing. That's cancerous in America. Black men thinking they just as much of a citizen as everybody else, they don't want you out here like that.
No, we
But
must
I
be
don't move
reminded
on
of
what
our
they want.
place.
Say
We
again,
must be
bro.
reminded of our. I said we must be reminded of our place here at all times.
Don't you forget it, boy.
And y'all know what I think? Because I do have a place. And I'm going to bring the show to a close, because I guess we didn't kind of see what we need to say in this subject matter. I think my place on top of you. Anybody who will tell me something about my place, I automatically think my place is on top of them. Now, I know that ain't the reaction they want. I know it ain't the reaction they looking for.
Mentally, that's where you put me anyway. So I'm just going to take the rightful place that I need to be. It's how I be anyway. You put me there because you think about, I can give two shits about you. So apparently you already got you know what I'm saying? It's how my mind strategy. You've already got your preconceived notions and everything about who I am. And I ain't never met you in my life. So right then and there, yeah, I'm on guard.
Once you give me any indication that I have a place, my place is immediately on top of you.
Let's go.
Well, I guess we're going to stretch that out a little bit more. Well, no, I don't know. Great Black Reset is coming up. I'm going to give him a chance to say something before I shut this down. I'm going to give him a chance because this is my favorite hater. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to give him a chance, but he may just be coming for the after show. He may be coming for the after show.
See,
Okay, yeah, he's coming for the after show.
I was coming for the after show, but you talking trash. I don't even know why you're doing that, you know. But
why don't you just be here for the after show then?
No, because you're talking trash. You're talking trash. First of all,
I said you my favorite hater. I ain't just
that's
put
right.
you down.
So I'm gonna hate. I'm gonna hate. Yeah. Bro, first of all, you got a nicer letter than you would have got from me. Absolutely, 100%, man. You know, I told you where you could put a few other things. And creative, I don't know. I don't know what creator selling up here. I don't know if he's selling hope, cars, or houses. I don't know what's going on, but it sounds good. I'm buying. Just let me know what the down payment is, and I'm laying my plane there. Y'all have a good one.
Well, I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate it. And I guarantee if you was in that
A
scenario
little
with
bit of
me,
all that, man. A little bit of all that.
you would the time you would have been waiting on to get that letter done, you'd have just rather pay me out. Okay. That's real talk, bro. You would rather pay me out than wait for some letter. You know. Great thing about a letter, is I know it's gonna take a while for you to actually get that letter. So, boy, what I'm gonna do to you in the process of waiting. Lord have mercy. Y'all. I know how to take it to the max. I do. I don't just do it, but I know how to do it. But it's been a great show if you ask me, y'all. I do hope y'all really start to really um think about what I'm saying about what a cancer is and how it's going to be perceived. Elder Blood, I got you. He said, Roger, you didn't read my last comment. It's a doozy. I got you, brother. I got you. I'm going to find it right now. But when you think about what America is, you got to really, really think about what America stands for, what America wants, and where you fit in the position of what America wants. Now, the thing is, you don't have to accept what America wants. Okay? You don't have to accept that. That's on you if you want to accept it. Okay? Mr. Meat, well, I know that ain't the last comment you made, I'm sure. I'm going up, Elder Blood. Okay. Boom, here we go. Here we go. He said, Roger and chat, please answer me this. Okay, well, we're gonna answer the question before we go. Why do black women call white women riding black men's penises racism and illegal Congress, but black women riding white men's penises is triumphant, patriotic, neurotic, applaudable,
Wow.
and terrific? Well, I'm gonna say first of all, it's because number one, it's American as apple pie when they do it on a white man. That's American as apple pie. Okay, it's been going on since this America been the America has been. You know, that's a pre-American thing when you think about it. So it's American as apple pie. Number two, black men were never supposed to be white women in the first place. You know, that was never actually supposed to happen. If you're a white supremacist, you agree with white supremacist concepts. So why would she want a black man to be with a non-black woman? That ain't supposed to happen. Now he can get some black woman because white folks approved of that. So see, they don't have a problem with a black man being with a black woman because that's always been approved by white people. But to be with anybody other than a black woman has never been approved by white people. So they always gonna have a problem with it. Now we say white woman, but in reality, that's a black man being with anybody that's not a black woman. You know, so they've been agreed with white supremacy. So to me, that's the answer to the question. Would anybody else want to take a quick stab at that before we roll out?
I think to black women, white supremacy, not white supremacy, racism is when white men will not accept them as wives. That's what racism is to them.
Sound right to me.
Mm, mm. You remember I told y'all that I was talking to my grandmother on Mother's Day, man,
You
and she
finna
literally told me.
you gonna respond to the story so I can get off air, or you gonna tell
Yeah,
us a
yeah,
story?
yeah. That's what I'm gonna respond to. Like my grandmother literally told me that black women and white men have the most rights in this country. And she said it's because white men have always wanted black women, but didn't want black men to have their women.
Well, your grandma, she on something. She definitely on. Well,
Hey,
I'm saying she on something right when she's saying that. Okay, she definitely on something right when she's saying that. Craig, anything you want to say before we go?
Hello. Yeah. Um. So, and I don't want to be long-winded, bro, because I will. I could wait till the after our after show. I think we said what we need to say.
All right, works for me. Works for me. All right, y'all. Y'all have a great and wonderful rest of y'all day. But if you respond to anybody talking about black men, straight black men, all right, cancer to the black community, remember the context is said in. Remember what they mean by black community. And remember that this is America. So let them know you know we are. And this how you can tell. Y'all have a good rest of y'all day. Long live the habitual line steppers. I'm Roger. I'm right. And I'm out.